big vision? Like in 5 years, you're at the helm. Like, how big can this business be? Are you expanding it? Obviously, there's an operational efficiency point, but what is the big picture? What's the blue sky, pie in the sky vision for the combined entity?
So where we've had success at GameStop and where eBay has had success is in collectibles, trading cards, collectibles. The founder of your show was talking about his Mont Blanc pen, and like that's a good example. That's a perfect item to go and buy on eBay, but you're always concerned that is it going to be real and the trust, and that's something that using GameStop 1,600 stores, we can immediately authenticate that item. The seller can ship it or we can ship it, but we've got 1,600 access points that we can do live authentication. So we can go deep in collectibles, leveraging our physical infrastructure. We can increase intake by bringing a lot more product onto the platform. And then there's a lot of other categories that I can grow in. And, you look at live commerce as an example. I mean, eBay has 130 million users and they're getting crushed by competitors in live commerce. So an owner's mentality, I want to own eBay forever. Like I love that business. It's run like a public utility. It should have been wiped out, but it hasn't been.
It's been remarkably resilient. How many startups have gone after a specific category on eBay, raised $100 million plus and yet eBay has remained resilient. It shows that there's it's a really powerful platform.
Yeah,
that's why I love it. And the website still looks the same as it did in 1995, but everyone's tried to kill this thing, and it's still making over $2 billion a year. So that goes to show you the durability of the business.
Let's fucking go.
If you wanna run away with me, I know a galaxy and I can take you for a ride. I had a premonition that we fell into a rhythm where the music don't stop for life. Glitter in the sky, glitter in my eyes, shining just the way I like. If you're feeling like you need a little bit of company, you met me at the perfect time. You want me, I want you, baby. My sugar boo, I'm levitating. The Milky Way, we're renegading. Yeah, 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 yeah. I got you, moonlight. You're my starlight. I need you all night. Come on, dance with me. I'm levitating. You, moonlight. You're my starlight. I need you all night. Come on, dance with me. I'm levitating.
Let's fucking go. That's some volume. Yeah, we're fucking ripping.
Now we're hitting like our most bullish period, and we're buying fucking eBay. But somebody's buying the bonds. I can tell you that. I don't know who it is. He went pro, signaling that he's buying the bonds. Oh, RC tweet.
I want you, baby. My sugar boo. I'm levitating. The Milky Way. We're renegading. Yeah, 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 yeah. I got you, moonlight. You're my starlight. I need you all night. Come on, dance with me. I'm levitating. You can fly away with me tonight. You can fly away with me tonight. Baby, let me take you for a ride. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm levitating.
And we're getting what Ryan talked about. He talked about making a big deal, something that was never done.
I'm thinking about turning eBay into something worth hundreds of billions of dollars. That's Run Lola Run.
Fly away with me tonight. You can fly away with me tonight. Baby, let me take you for a ride. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm levitating.
Oh, the captain.
Yeah, that's me. Let's fucking go, GME. All right, let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go.
I got chat up. All right. Chart, how are we doing? 28.05. We touched $30. All right, let's fucking go. Thanks everyone for checking out the show. I'm Sean Fitzzzy.
I'm Alert Piano.
And this is the echo chamber. We are live. I didn't even write anything down to start off. I'm sliding in from work. I missed a whole bunch of articles as I was talking to Alert before we got going tonight. Some big news from GameStop right off the get. So I don't, Alert, you had that info. Anyways, how are you, Alert? How's it going? I'm excited, by the way. Can you tell?
I'm doing great. Awesome. Things are happening with Game, so I'm excited.
Yeah, things are happening big time. Anyone who has calls, good job.
So yeah, I'll
go ahead. So Wall Street Journal dropped an article today. So first off, there was an article leaked on Friday that the GameStop was looking interested in acquiring eBay. It definitely seemed like it came from RC. It had all kinds of information that RC would only be able to give. This was the person that he had interviewed with in January as well. So this is someone that he is known to speak to. So that was Friday, and then today we got an article very recently. And could you take us through it, Alert?
Yeah, it's Wall Street Journal. GameStop is unsolicited offer to buy $56 billion to buy eBay for $56 billion. GameStop disclosed, or Ryan Cohen did, that they roughly have 5% stake in eBay, and they were offering $125 a share, and that would roughly be equal to the highest market cap eBay ever had in like 21. And then he also disclosed that they have a $20 billion commitment from TD Bank in debt financing. So there's that, which would help them not dilute.
Because that's what, weekend of FUD, by the way. I don't know, were you on? You were busy, right? You had
I was out all yesterday, and then I had sport coaching duties all today. It's actually kind of nice to come back and just pull up all the stuff and
just
read it tonight and get right back into some. But yeah, I did start to see some of that, how this was all going to be bad for GameStop, and after all these years and Ryan Cohen's finally making moves, it's like people have to. Let's see the deal. Let's let them cook for a little bit, and then we can, talk about it. But yeah, the weekend stuff is always crazy.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, and it was especially. It felt good. I was saying it in the Discord. First off, what's up, everyone out there in chat? Good to see y'all. Lodo, Dirk, what's up, Arcane, Jeremy Piper, how you doing, bro? Let's fucking go, GME. What's up, fam? Lodo, Diaper King 4075. What's up, bro? New Snake. Dude, New Snake's memes are just like they're fire.
They're
like,
awesome.
He's doing really awesome with his memes. So I like it. I think it was like 3 or 4 months ago. He's like, I'm just gonna focus on memeing, and he's been killing it. So yeah, okay. What's up, everyone? Glad y'all could make it. Yeah, we were. I was saying in the Discord that it's I posted FUD me harder, but we hadn't had this in a long time. It really hadn't even been talking shit to us. It had just been just whatever. So getting a whole bunch of people who I've never seen before too, like all kinds of big accounts too, just all talking shit, saying it's not possible. Some were on the positive side of things, but it's just.
I was at a baseball game Saturday with somebody who works at eBay in the collectible space. And he was just like, "What is going on?"
Yeah,
he was just flabbergasted. I was like, he goes, "I don't care." It made my stock go up. He's like,
"I was eBay."
Oh yeah, eBay is crushing it.
Yeah,
but it's up 50% in a year, and I think 14% tonight.
Okay, yeah, 124,000 in overnight trading right now. It's a very nice start to overnight trading. Got a ways to go to get to some of the bigger days this year, volume wise, but I think we might get it. Sorry, I cut you off, bro.
No, but yeah, but the idea of essentially some sort of corporate rating or forced. None of this has been done since the 80s. So we're like in uncharted waters with Game trying to acquire eBay. Now, this is probably we'll yet to see if this is like the final target or if you never know with Ryan Cohen. But I mean, he's making moves. He's quoted in the article today, so I think it's all systems go until they either close the deal or move on. And what I've said a couple times is so it's clear that they were building the position with GameStop in eBay from the end of January 31st. So after the 10K, so from February 2nd into like March at some point. And so it's like, even if the deal doesn't go, just like his Bed Bath exit, like they're gonna make money regardless.
So does he have options? Do we know? Is that disclosed yet? I haven't.
No, that's not disclosed. But there was a very unusual activity I posted it in the Discord, but unusual activity at the end of the day on both Friday and Thursday for the 106 strike. What strike was that? What expiry?
It was short dated, wasn't it? I think it was like for next week.
Well, yeah, it was pretty short dated. Yeah, but it's it's a strike below the offer price, so it's like either somebody knew something or it was GameStop or Ryan.
Well, he might have to go hostile, right?
Yeah, and there's so a lot of, if we start talking about some of this stuff, one, I don't fully know all the all the mechanic. We're in like I said, a lot of these you have to go back to like Barbarians at the Gate and stuff in the 80s and 90s of hostile take. I mean, it's just not done. But there was a interesting, the eBay's annual meeting is June. So the record date was April 20th, so 420. GameStop probably had 20% by then, so they'll have they have shares by the record date. And the annual meeting is for June 17th, and we think GameStop's annual meeting is going to be beyond that because we passed the date.
Yeah, no proxy.
Yeah, for the no proxy. So there's a couple things that I've been reading, and I don't know. We can get into that later on stuff they could do to eBay if they don't take the deal. But
yeah, I mean, well, we're talking about it. Like, I think we should probably just stick with it. So, like, what I have on the agenda, other than like introducing you to everyone, because you've been around forever. Anyone who doesn't know Alert, well, I met you in some Discord a long time ago. I'm not sure where it was. Probably not Matt Kors, right?
No, it's probably no. I was never in that one.
Yeah, there was some Discord out there, but anyways, that's how I met you. I met a few people on Reddit, most people on X in the Discord, and then some through other Discords. And so I've known you since like probably end of 21, maybe early 22 or something like that. So yeah, definitely OG. So yeah, well, real quick, when did you find GameStop? When did you become obsessed?
February of 21. I bought. So I, read about, obviously heard about it, read about it, and then I wasn't trading at that time and decided to get into stocks. And then I bought the moment I watched the congressional hearing when he was the most eloquent person in the hearing. I bought it like 38 or whatever.
Nice job.
And then I bought all the way up and down.
Yeah.
For 5 years. Anyway, that was my moment of, and then from there, just like trying to learn everything I could about it. So yeah, a long journey. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what you do in your personal life. I know we're anonymous, but you're like a real smart, charty kind of guy. Like your shit. And we got some charts. Hopefully we can get into it. But you're definitely on the technical side of things of the market. You have some real good knowledge. So I struggle to try to like keep up sometimes. So sorry if I have some questions or I'm a little slow to follow. But Yeah, you got real good knowledge. So it's great. It's appreciated having you in the Discord for sure. Because
Yeah, no problem.
yeah, every time you put something out there, I gotta zoom in, man. I'm getting old now. Those charts, I gotta like pull them up. And,
Yeah, some of them. Yeah.
I try to.
Well, now,
try to
yeah, it's
understand them
dangerous
all.
with the Claude. I can produce more, and I have to like edit them and like, yeah,
Yeah.
make sure that it's not producing crap charts, because now it just wants to. But yeah, I'm more dangerous with AI because I can do more.
Yeah, I know. I just wrote my manager meeting at work using Chat GPT. It was very helpful. It's very helpful. I'm finding more and more uses for it. It's fucking good. I don't use Claude though. Maybe I should. Does it do good images?
I think no, it doesn't.
No,
Claude
okay.
doesn't do.
That's not a thing for Claude.
Yeah, so it's weird. I mean the Claude has like, I think as they become more popular, they lose. You know, there was a period in time when Claude kicked Chat GPT's ass for like a month or so, and then like, you know, as like it attracts more users, it like bogs down the servers, and now they're like back to the same in my mind.
Yeah.
And with some parts like Claude Code and like vibe coding with Claude is way better than ChatGPT. But I think it's just an ebb and flow. But so what are we at now?
28.55 in after hours trade, overnight trading, fake trading. No kitty tweet, huh? I haven't even looked at.
Yeah, so we had a bump Friday, a bump after hours, and now we're getting a bump overnight. And we're getting what Ryan talked about. He talked about making a big deal, something that was never done.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and so they laid out the framework. So okay, just like one more time, could you just run through the the Wall Street Journal article reported today?
Yeah, so there was an article earlier today where they basically were hinting that GameStop had a position, and then I think that was like a scoop of the actual article that was released right before kind of like 7 for what time. But yeah, that they talked with Ryan Cohen himself, and that he is making or has an unsolicited offer to buy eBay for $56 billion.
Okay.
Which is, and they have roughly 5%, and he's offering $125 a share, which is roughly a 20% premium. He says eBay should be worth and will be worth a lot more money. He's thinking of turning eBay into something worth hundreds of billions of dollars.
Okay, so we can talk because I think that's where we were kind of going a little bit ago of like what he can do with eBay. Because so like on my list, I got the Burry article because Burry's not a big fan.
Yeah, he was throwing. I mean, he didn't say he was. I think he was looking for more deep value.
He wants to see what's going to happen.
Yeah,
and that everyone, including Burry, is assuming like a massive dilution. So I'll ask you that. So does this mean that we might not have to face such a big dilution? I'm not going to be naive and think there's no chance at it, especially as we grow and try to do more and acquire more. But yeah, what are your thoughts on that with what the Wall Street Journal reported about the deal now?
Well, they have debt, all, so they have cash and they have 20 billion of debt, and then they would have to issue shares in some form, but it's not gonna be like straight selling into the market. It's gonna be issuing shares to buy eBay.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's it depends on how much in relation to the existing outstanding. So they'll have a dilute. It won't be like the bonds or an ATM, but I think more the synergies is what one. The one thing that Burry didn't talk about in his latest article, but in his previous one, the GameStop has all these net operating losses, 500 to 700 million, or that allows them to do a transaction like this and pay a premium because they're the only company that can unlock those. eBay's profits would allow them to unlock those nulls, and they, and then so there's that. There's the existing PSA partnership that also has a partnership with eBay. Power packs. It's kind of like a no-brainer if they can pull it off.
Yeah, so I've been using. So I've kind of dug in. I've become a Pokemon fan big time lately, and so I've started using. So I started with power packs, and I've been loading up my vault. Not really having any sent to the house or anything like that. I did have Polynarian got me one for my birthday, so that one's here at the house. But so I've sold through PSA to eBay. I know they have a partnership. There's even like you can search on eBay for cards that are only in the vault. It's really nice, except for you can't really look into your vault from eBay. That would be kind of, I think, maybe one of my frustrations around that whole process. That and the fucking fees. I sold a card for like $45. The only card I sold on eBay from the vault. It was a 7-day auction. I got it for like 25. I was up on it. It sold for I think 46, but the fees were like $9, it's just crazy. It's a very large percent of the sale. So, but that, and then you think about GameStop and Power Pack, like you were saying, and then if you can like buy cards at GameStop, have it go right to your vault somehow, or and then list it on eBay. I don't know if there's a way to make all of that work together. It's just I don't know. And then there's like the YouTube Live thing with Whatnot. Well, not Whatnot, but like a Whatnot competitor. There's a lot of stuff that like in this collectible market that they're just gonna be kind of the front runner in when it comes to most of it.
And it's all stuff GameStop has been leaning into, like more returns, more collectibles, more retro. And it's like I think I talked to Bad Robot about it. That they're doing the returns and the collectibles and refurbished stuff is all like kind of inflation proof or stagflation because the cost of new things only goes up, and then GameStop, eBay kind of traffics in these collectible trading, retro games, trading games, and they're just soaking up all the supply of these older systems or refurbished systems, and the cost of the new stuff is only going to go up, especially with what's going on in the world, and the margins. So the margins shrink on like new, and the margins are only expanding on these the trade-in stuff, the collectibles, and so they're expanding that, getting margin expansion, and then like you said, if they get eBay, they get all the fees.
Yeah.
Oh, and then eBay. I looked into their financials briefly. eBay has an investable float. The way they do their transactions, they collect the money from the buyer, but if you sell it, you don't get the money right away. There's like a holding period on a lot of stuff. So they have a float. And they put that in a money market, and they actually produce more interest income than their interest expenses for like the past 2 years off of that float.
Nice.
So I don't. So it's like a 14-day. I forget what it depends on the. But
it's like a bump in cash for a couple of weeks that they could do something with, right?
Yeah, well, but if they do so much value, it's like it's a ton of money, and it creates like 200 and something million, and it covers all their interest expenses.
$29.40. So it's like,
yeah. So like, so Buffett used to say like the float, the insurance float was his like secret weapon. He had they collect out all the premiums, and they would invest wisely that float. So we've been all talking about what companies where Ryan Cohen was going to get his float, and everybody has said, oh, it's going to be Molina because it's an insurance and they have a float, but maybe it's starting with eBay, and there's a lot of other ways you can get a float.
Yeah, we're fucking ripping.
Yeah, it's good.
29.59. 29.59. That can't.
Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go. That's some volume. What's up, everyone? I saw you. Saw you, magnificent. Let me read what he said. eBay should be worth and will be worth a lot more money. Cohen said in an interview. I'm thinking about turning eBay into something worth hundreds of billions of dollars. That's just
Yeah,
dirty.
that's in the article.
Check Magnificent out. He's got a show coming out pretty soon. I'm looking forward to it, bro.
Yeah, I follow him on Twitter. He's good shit.
Yeah, for sure. What else? MK14 EVA. What's up, bro? Osmosize. This is gonna be tough. Let's see. What's up? KGRX2PH. Is anyone else I miss? Dirk McDirk. What's up, Dirk? I think I might have said hi to Dirk already. I just like saying Dirk McDirk. What's up, guys? Let's fucking go. 29.65. Let me put it back on the 5-minute chart so we can watch us break 30. My calls are gonna fucking print. I don't know. Anyone else out there? Yeah, I'm fucking so fired up right now. I might be showing up with a new MacBook fucking Pro next week. So it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. I've been looking for a pen this whole time. I'm like all over the place. All right. So what is this in overnight? 18% up? Is that? But that's based off of Friday's open.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, overnight we are 11%.
Yeah. Whew.
So I think we could be 8 because we were 4% after.
Oh, what we closed? Let me see.
Yeah, we had a 6% day on Friday, and then after hours we went up 4%, and then now we're up another 10%, 11%.
Yeah, we closed after hours at what 27.50 something, 27.58, and we're about to. Yeah, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. I went a little too far. Say we open at 30 there. I don't know. I know not financial advice, but I'm going to be taking profit a lot and right away. Not saying it's going to come back down, but it happens. So if you got calls.
It'll be interesting to see. I think IV is going to be spiked regardless.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, I mean, it was already starting to be spiked. I think we were. That
was the time.
Yeah, it's gonna be a really nice open. To anyone that has calls. Let me see what we closed IV at last week. It was like 56. And we went into the week. So it closed at 53.9, up 14 points on the day.
And there was a ton of option volume.
Yeah. Yeah, and it came in heavy. All right, so let's see if I can do this real quick. We got the 1 day. All right. If I drop off, hang tight. I'll be right back. All right. I'm going to share this tab.
Oh, yeah.
Am I still here?
You're still here.
All right. Let's go. All right. It's unusual whales. So, yeah, we did over 6 million. What was it? 6.5 million. I'm trying to think. I was looking into a couple calls. Let me see. It was like, I think it was just like a lot of cross trades I was trying to find. I'm stuck on the $50 strike too. So yeah, it was a good day. Let me just pull up the 7-day while I have it up real quick. I don't want to try to dig through unusual whales right now. 14-day. Yeah. Just fucking ripped on calls. Yeah, it was a good Friday for sure. And it's going to be even better tomorrow, but 29.40 in overnight trading. Okay. All right, so let me get to my notes. Shop GameStop, everyone. If we don't get to it, by the way, their social media has been pretty on point, and I don't know. Oh, you were mentioning GameStop Retro. That's what I wanted. Retro gaming. But Riley's back too, and she's got orange hair now, and she is promoting GameStop Retro. So all locations are going to have a GameStop Retro in it. That's pretty good news. That's cool. I like GameStop Retro. I still got my GameCube that I won. I think it's a cool idea. It just taps into everything else. So I wonder, like, if we start seeing that shit.
RC tweet.
Oh my gosh! I just got a little excited. All right, so I'm gonna go to Twitter now. Let me get off my notifications.
Oh,
Yeah, the price kind of moved weird off of it.
He's got a letter to eBay. You want to read it?
Okay, yeah, I'll pull it up. Let me see. All right, proposal to eBay. Letter to eBay. So this is from GameStop. So it's linked from GameStop Corporation. All right, let me share this tab instead. So this is breaking news on the Echo Chamber Live. Ryan Cohen has tweeted a letter to GameStop. So I guess I'll read it. GameStop Corp is proposing to acquire all common stock of eBay at $125 per share. We have accumulated a 5% economic stake in eBay through derivatives and beneficial ownership of common stock and are filing a Schedule 13D and HSR notification tomorrow. Our offer is $125 per share, comprising 50% cash and 50% GameStop common stock. Uh-oh. We doing all right here on the chart? All right. With full shareholder, huh?
Shake it off, game.
Yeah, I'm looking at 2910. With full share, that'll fucking ruin all my. I'll have to delete all of my excitement about fucking profit tomorrow. I got maybe too excited too soon.
No, it's holding up. I mean,
yeah, I know. The algo's got it by now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Shareholder election rights as to consideration type and pro rata allocation. That represents a 46% premium to eBay's unaffected closing price on February 4th, 2026, the day GameStop started accumulating. So that's when they started accumulating.
Yeah, I think you nailed the day.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you did. A 27% premium to the 30-day VWAP and a 36% premium to the 90-day VWAP. Yeah, okay, so that's how they valued at $55.5 billion. Okay, eBay spent $2.4 billion on sales and marketing in 25 and added 1 million net active buyers, 134. We will take $2 billion of annualized costs out within 12 months of close, $1.2 billion from sales and marketing. 300 million. So he's talking about how he's going to save money immediately. Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And 500 from general and administrative. Yeah. That's, motherfuckers about to lose jobs. Yeah. That's good though. Chop the fat.
Yes.
Go ahead.
What I don't see in here is what they would value the game. Did they give us like what they're going to
$28.75.
What they're going to value the GameStop? Typically if you're going to buy with stock, you have to value it at some average share price or something. Does it even say?
Yeah, no, I didn't see that. I think I just saw it talking about eBay. I don't know, I'm making the E face right now. Yee! I'm watching the price, $28.65. I'm gonna.
Well, no, I mean, because it's a lot. If you say we're buying it with 50% stock, but we're gonna essentially pump up the stock, and then so they don't say what window.
Well, also we don't have that much. How much stock is that? That's a good question. I mean, we only have like
the amount of stock depends on what it's valued at, right? I mean, you can come up with $1, be 50% of the 56 billion, but you have to divide by a share price, and what is that share? Is it typically it's like a 30-day based on the closing trade, so that's not defined, and that's gonna inject some volatility.
It's gonna matter.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, we need the stock to be higher for this to be better. I mean, the higher GameStop is, the better it is.
So that leans right into they're hinting at a squeeze, like right into that shit. Maybe they're telling Kitty to squeeze it. I've always kind of felt like, their Twitter the last few days has, not like last week, they pushed the number 5 twice. And that is definitely, I think Magnificent brought it up, actually. That is definitely Kitty's favorite number. If I'm going to pick a number that Kitty loves, it's that. It's 5. He uses that a lot in different ways and denominations. So, all right. So I'm going to go back to the chart. I think everyone had a chance to read.
Okay. So that as soon as they put a little downward pressure, but
Yeah, 28.60 holding up, decent volume still too.
but everybody knew they were going to have to use stock.
Yeah, it matters. So there is still like it would be beneficial for us to be trading at like I don't know $1,000 a share, right?
Yeah.
Like
but so at some point there's like, all right, we're going to value the GameStop in this window, usually a 30-day window. They don't give that window. I'm assuming Ryan Cohen would pick the best window for GameStop because he knows it. So.
May. Well, I mean,
yeah,
it's this month. It's right now.
Yeah. So I don't think it's any accident that this is all going down right around now.
No, I don't ever think it is. Actually, I haven't. Go ahead.
I mean, there's a lot of things that he's either doing or we think that they may be doing to help the stock price. And that's like been my main takeaway with Ryan Cohen since following is that up until the pay package, and I mean, he said in his interview, I'm a long-term shareholder, so now he's making steps and doing things. He was repairing GameStop for how many ever years, and then since January 6th, he's been making moves to actually increase the stock, which he never actually did or cared about until now. Because now it matters, and not just for, but if you're going to use GameStop as currency, you need it to be valued higher, to be re-rated.
Yeah. So what's up, Lord of Laws? By the way, I see you out there, bro. MK14. I don't think our Roaring Kitty cares. I mean, I think he's going to do what he's going to do, and I don't think he's going to not be involved for sure. I think he's there. So what he does next is definitely going to be important. Time to initiate 100 million brand buyback. Oh, I don't think we're doing a buyback, KG. I mean, that would maybe pump the price. We don't even have $100 million worth of buyback. I don't know. I don't know if that would be what we're looking for, and it's not really what RC is trying to do.
He can recall his shares for the vote. Even though he's not voting, he can still recall his shares, which I think we all think he's going to do. There's a lot of things that they can do. And I had said this a bunch about the buybacks. I would buy back some of the convertible debt before I bought back shares. But that's a different discussion. It's a longer discussion. But somebody's buying the bonds. I can tell you that.
Yeah, that's been a big cause of. So we've been seeing that volume come. I don't get it. It's the bonds are like the Webull volume normally. I say that because I pay for plenty of data on TradingView, but I don't seem to get that volume. But the free shit on Webull, it just pops there. So we've been seeing more and more of that lately, right?
Yep. Yeah, and that in my view, that's so there's somebody who is buying the bonds, and then the ARB funds are having these large delta hedging volumes that come through when either they're having to close out or reposition, because there's been abnormal buy volume on the bonds since basically March 31st. Anyway, I just think there's a bunch of things that they can do, and they can do buying back some convertible debt to reduce some dilution overhang before acquisition is not unheard of, and it also, like, in my view, kind of it helps the stock way more than just doing corporate share buybacks.
Yeah.
Because the basically the bonds are shorted way more than the stock is. So you get way more leverage per dollar.
So yeah, okay. So the bonds I was looking at in terms of their conversion window, we got like a full clear. that shit just shut. So we would have to trade above like $38, I think, for 20 of the last 30 days of the quarter for that to happen, for them to have a chance at early conversion. I'm just thinking about it. I'm all over the place with everything. I just have my notes down. I want to try to catch it. The other thing I wanted to bring up about, we were talking about RC pumping the stock price. He's been doing it for a while too. He's done it on several occasions. Definitely, like for me, my most notable was March 2022. I definitely think he tried to send that shit. But even within the past year, he tried to pump that Bitcoin move last May. That was he timed that, maybe not pumped it, but he timed it. He timed it for May OPEC settlement. There isn't a better, May is the best month of the year for GameStop. May OPEC settlement is the best week of that month. And he timed that Bitcoin announcement for it. It kind of feels like that dude front ran us and leaked the news, but we got rubbed hard after that. And that was pretty much the last chance we had at really making a solid buck, I guess I'd say, on some. Yeah, I mean, we had some other chances, but it really was, end of May, the Bitcoin news, and then, bond. But, we got the warrants here. This is definitely a time of year, a cycle time of year for us. It's usually end of August, beginning of September. We also get some moves in October at like the end in November, but announcing the warrants into that cycle, and then most recently in January. Where am I at? Was it January? Yeah. Anyways, all the articles in January that he announced, like all that shit was pumping right into the January cycle. He bought into it. He announced two different, the biggest shit I've ever heard him say about the deals he's doing, like even 3 or 4 months before it even happened. So he was definitely pumping that cycle too. And then now we're in May, and it's just the start, and the news is just now coming out. So I don't know. I feel like we got, this is just the beginning of May, but it feels like it's just the beginning of some good shit. I was talking in the Discord. I don't know. The vote is a big deal. Depending on what shares he's going to need for eBay, it's going to be a big deal. Let me go back to overnight 28.92. Sorry, guys.
New Snake in the chat is right. They will reject because it's in their economic interest to stay in power at eBay.
With their 100,000 shares.
Yeah,
I saw their insider ownership, and it's like, no, they don't have shit. Like compared to all of our guys,
Yeah,
all of them,
so the board seats are worth more. Staying on as CEO because he would axe that guy. So they're all going to recommend to turn this deal down.
Yeah, I don't. Simon, would eBay's acquisition automatically hit RC's compensation goals? I don't think for sure not GameStop's market cap.
No, it gets them like 50% there.
Yeah,
on the earnings side.
Yeah, and then the price of GameStop, the market cap. So yeah, he would have to. It's really, I didn't know that. So the EBITDA side, he'd be halfway through already with this deal.
I thought. I mean, I didn't do the calculation. I thought it was definitely in one of the.
Yeah.
Thought it was in one of the articles today. It gets him a good chunk of the way there.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's what he's trying to do. Good shit. I mean, it should help us too.
Yeah.
I don't know how that's all going to work. I'm not I don't know.
Yeah. So I think they will reject it, and then it'll be all right. What type of maneuvering will he do to gain control? There's a couple, we can talk about it later, but there's, what he did with GameStop itself. Basically he never sent them a letter that he wanted to buy it. He just said, he got control of GameStop.
Yeah, he got his 10% by December, then sent his letter, right?
Yeah, but then and he was just like, I wasn't going to settle for like a board seat. He wanted the whole board.
Yeah.
So he never bought the entire GameStop. He just controls the board. So he could do something similar to that. Just control just gain control of the board. There may be other institutional investors who would, if the board doesn't like, there's a lot of institutional investors who definitely would take the deal, $125 a share. So there's shareholders who he could appeal to.
Yeah. Yeah, and so they got their vote. I guess that's the next step in terms of, I guess eBay has to accept or reject, and like New Snake says, that they're probably going to reject it. So then what? What do we do? We fucking
Well, they have their meeting. There is a one a random this guy who owns 180 shares of eBay. He submits the same shareholder vote proposal every year for eBay, and it's to change. It's to change the shareholder special meeting requests from 20% ownership, 20% of shareholders down to 10%. And that thing almost passes, and I'm assuming Game would vote yes for it. It's almost passed like every year.
Yeah.
Because it lowers the threshold to have a special meeting. So one is Game could get that thing to pass, and then they could get 10% to force a special meeting. Two, there's this, all 11 directors are up for re-election at eBay, and this weird proxy fight thing where you can I posted it in the Discord, but they have like in their, I haven't gone through everything in the bylaws for eBay, but they have a resignation clause if they don't get reelected in the shareholder meeting. And so GameStop could vote no for all their directors, but also if they turn down the deal, go to all the other activists or active shareholders of eBay and kind of wage a no vote campaign and basically force a bunch of their like 11 of them to resign. And then it's like way easier to gain control of the entire board. I don't know. So there may be a bunch of
he's got options.
Yeah, he's thinking of something, because if you look at the way he took control of GameStop,
and tried with Bed Bath and Beyond too. Same type of thing.
I think he knows that they're going to vote no, and then it's like, what comes next? And then we're all going to be throwing shit at the wall trying to figure it out.
Lord said proxy vote straight to the shareholders. Like I can. So we got to get it.
Yeah, and he can. If that one thing passes, it's a much easier to do that proxy vote.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I read up on that guy. That guy's like a legend for fucking putting votes to boards. He does it all over the place, I guess. You said he's done it at eBay every year too.
I mean, I'm assuming, but yeah, the timing of this, they already released their proxy, so they can't like change anything. So the offer basically comes out the day after that eBay released their proxy. So they're locked in for their June vote, and they got to turn it down, and then they're kind of exposed in this window. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah. This next 2 months is going to be awesome. So you were saying before this happened that if we don't get the proxy material for our shareholder vote, because a lot of information is gonna come to us. If they need shares to complete this deal, we're gonna have to vote them in, because there's not a lot left. I don't think, after you take into account the bonds and all that. I think there's like 180 million. Yeah, and the warrants, it's like 180 million, and I don't know.
Yeah, and so he'd want a deal with eBay before he came to the GameStop shareholder.
Yeah, so we got a lot.
Yeah, so various math put Wednesday as the date for that proxy to have come out, and it didn't. Computer Share already has a like random June 29th date. a random date was already put on their website for the shareholder meeting. So I'm assuming it's going to be pushed behind the eBay shareholder meeting.
Yeah.
And so I looked at all. So recently they've had the meeting and the earnings like close together, or at least a couple days apart. But they used to have them at the start of June, at the end of June, and it creates like these two different vol events because a lot of stuff happens at the. So it's kind of, to me, I kind of like it. I like having earnings. A couple days ago, I was going, we're going to find out what Target or what they're doing. So, well, now we all know. So
Yeah. So like earnings. So the original, the note came out that the shareholders was going to be the 8th of
yeah,
June.
it's not going to be.
Yeah.
Earnings will be around the 8th and 9th. But,
probably 9th. Yeah. 6-9.
The meeting's going to be after. I guarantee it'll be after the eBay meeting.
Yeah, and I would say like don't expect anything. If this was any other year, I'd be like the meeting's gonna suck. But I don't think the meeting's gonna suck this year.
Yeah.
It'll be a big deal. RC's pay package will be on the line. So
yeah. Well, but let's go back and look at his letter. So he says in his offer letter, he doesn't say shares. What does he say? They have we've accumulated a 5% economic stake in eBay through derivatives and beneficial. So they're levered in eBay. They're levered in eBay. So that's what that $700 million collateral was.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah. So they basically, they're going to overpay, but they bought levered eBay at, would they say February
2nd, I think. Yeah.
4th.
February 4th. Yeah.
I mean, so they're going to make, basically they get to cash exercise some calls, and because it was dipping during that time.
Yeah. I don't know. That's tough. I'm gonna have to. Go ahead.
Well, anyway, so it's not. So, and then the base case is they're just going to make a gain on the eBay investment.
Yeah, they're up.
Yeah, they're way up, and they're not going to go down. And
yeah, definitely not now. No, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how it's going to look tomorrow, but I mean,
oh no, they'll kind of I mean, if you look at other, there'll be a bunch of firms that come in and try to arbitrage both sides, but they dance around. It won't be pinned to 125, but it'll be up in this range, this 116 to 120 range.
Yeah, they're up about 40% right now. It's pretty good. That's pretty good. Nice job, RC. Better than Bitcoin, I guess. Right?
Yeah.
It's Bitcoin at 78,000 still. So, all right. Let's see.
Well, yeah, and then his letter. What does he say? He's gonna fire everybody.
Yeah, he does. He basically gets right to it. He's gonna. He does not miss an opportunity to like take a swipe at overpaid executives in like one way or another.
Yeah, and so they're all gonna, to keep their pay and all that, they're gonna vote no.
All right. Let's see. I got to do week in review. Huh?
Oh, nothing. I'm just going through the.
All right. I need 1 minute, and then we'll come back for the second half of the show. Everyone listening, I don't expect you to keep them entertained, alert. But if you want to sing, I don't. It'll be super quick though. But I'll be right back, y'all.
So yesterday I shared a list. This is from The Economist, ranking the top titans of American history. Now, most of the names are actually from the Second Industrial Revolution. Many call them robber barons, yet their collective efforts lifted the United States above the rest of the world. I mean, in a 50-year period, it was remarkable. Also sparked shared prosperity for the first time in human history. The other thing they all have in common is that they faced unrelenting criticism while building their economic empires. Fast forward to current fourth industrial revolution, and well, we've got what I call the golden age of visionaries and achievers. Not only did the establishment, for instance, mock Elon Musk, but it also lost billions of dollars betting against him in 2020. And that was the year the current retail investor revolution unfolded. That's when it blossomed, right? And they embraced folks like Musk, but they also bought stocks that the establishment had written off. I personally fell in love with them immediately with this crowd because that's how I began my own investing journey. After I saved $1,000 in my first full year in the U.S. Air Force, I went down to the Dean Witter office in Minot, North Dakota, and I bought shares of MCI. And the reason was simple. I fell in love with stories of William McGowan. This guy was a chain-smoking, coffee-guzzling workaholic. He was taking on the biggest company in the world with a ragtag business model, AT&T. He passed in 1992, and his funeral card said it best: "The meek shall inherit the world, but they'll never increase market share." This is the golden age of visionaries, folks, but also of experts who never built anything. I mean, critics, curmudgeons, all those folks, of course, who bet against the spirit of individualism. And it reminds me of the Ellsworth Toohey character in the movie and the book Fountainhead.
Don't ever hire an architect who is a genius. I don't like geniuses. They're dangerous.
How's that?
A man abler than his brothers insults them by implication. He must not aspire to any virtue which cannot be shared.
Oh, I wouldn't know about that intellectual stuff. I play the stock market.
I play the stock market of the spirit, and I sell short.
Now, according to a character study, by making people feel small and guilty, Toohey shakes their faith in their own abilities, right, and their own ability to control their own lives. I want to bring in now GameStop Chairman and CEO Ryan Cohen. And Ryan, first and foremost, I want to say thanks for coming on. you made headlines in more ways than one yesterday. So I tell you what, let's just begin with the announcement. The announcement, your intention to purchase eBay, $125 a share, $56 billion. We know the deal's half cash and half stock. The stock part is pretty simple to understand, right? The higher the price goes, the fewer shares you have to put out there. But the information put out a piece that actually applauded your chutzpah. And they said, though, that the deal was doomed because the cash isn't properly financed. Now, I understand if there are elements of the cash part, including potential outside investors, you may not want to mention, but can you give us more details, as comfortable as you are with the details on the cash part of this?
Yeah, we have, well, good to see you, by the way, Charles.
You too.
It's a pleasure. We have a $20 billion highly committed letter from TD that we, as well as the bank, feels very confident they can place. And we've got $9 billion of cash on our balance sheet. And in simplistic terms, the structure of the deal is very simple. So it's $125 a share, 50% is paid out in cash, which is $28 billion. And the other 50% is equity that's being rolled into eBay and GameStop. So people don't understand how it's possible to do a transaction like this. So in easy terms, say business A is eBay. It's making $40,000. Just use round numbers for argument's sake. And business B is GameStop. If this was a stock for stock deal, we were combining both businesses, GME shareholders would own 80%, GME shareholders would own 20%, eBay would own 80%. But what we're proposing is immediate liquidity to eBay shareholders. So instead of them owning 80%, they'd be owning 60%. So they're owning 60% of 50,000 in earnings, and GameStop shareholders are owning 40% of 50,000 in earnings. Now, I'm confident that I can increase the value of eBay and their earnings by cutting costs dramatically. They're spending $2.5 billion in sales and marketing, and we can make that much more efficient. So it's going to go from business A of making 40,000, it's going to be making 80,000. So now the combined business is making 90,000. And there's different kinds of dilution. There's dilution that decreases earnings per share, and there's dilution that is accretive to earnings per share. This is a transaction that I believe is accretive to both eBay shareholders and GameStop shareholders, because we're going to increase earnings per share significantly by making the business more efficient. And GameStop is going to continue to be more profitable too. So the combined business can be making more than $90,000. And when you look at eBay's business as an example, you look at their operating expenses of $5.5 billion, over $5.6 billion on an $11 billion business. It's a business that can be run much more efficiently. There's no inventory. It's an asset-light business. It can be run much more efficiently.
Yeah.
With an owner's mentality. And that's putting aside any kind of growth. That's just from treating it like a family business and operating more efficiently.
Yeah, to that point, the question's been asked, why would eBay shareholders want a deal like this? And I think about the current management situation. They paid themselves over the last few years gobs, millions and millions of dollars. They never buy back their own stock. They've done nothing really innovative at all with respect to that. And here, I think really for me, my opinion is you're the linchpin. You're the key to this. Right? And it's not unlike the New York Giants saying, hey, we're going to trade for a better quarterback. And I don't know why traditional Wall Street doesn't get that, particularly when they fawn over deals like Paramount, an $11 billion company making a $100 billion deal. They can see that, but they can't somehow see you orchestrating this deal. And I think it's frustrating.
We'll see what happens. It's good. There always needs to be a healthy dose of skepticism.
Yeah. Speaking of which, this morning, Vlad was on CNBC, and they tried to get him to talk badly about these investors, folks who are on social media who support you, people who own your stock. I mean, what do you say to these people, folks who are just right now watching this interview that have put their hard-earned money behind Ryan Cohen saying he's going to make this work, despite what the fact what the establishment media, the financial media says about you and this deal?
I mean, the way you opened up the show is exactly what the situation is. I mean, there's a lot of experts. They've never run a business. If you look at GameStop and where it is today and where the experts predicted GameStop was going to be, it's doing a little bit different. And I'd rather not say, just look at our financial results, right, and we can play all the old clips of, from all the experts and the Wall Street, the Wall Street analysts that were bearish on the company. And frankly, by the way, the company should have been bankrupt many times over. It is a very, very tough business, but it's making healthy profits now. So they weren't wrong. If the old management would have continued running the company, then we wouldn't be having this conversation now. At least it wouldn't be about GameStop, right, if they would have continued running the show.
Right. There's no doubt about that. Let me, again, picking up on that though, because you have been pretty tough, and you wrote this great piece called "The Hollow Men." Before we get into that though, Semaphore put out a piece. They said about Ryan Cohen, the billionaire didn't help his case Monday when he squandered what goodwill he had with the street in a disastrous CNBC interview, playing to his base rather than the investors he now needs. By showing contempt for legacy financial press and big institutional investors, those investors are crucial if he is serious about taking over eBay. Your thoughts?
Can't take it too seriously. It's okay.
Okay. Let me pick up on the hollow man post, because you did suggest American capitalism is rotting from the head down. Let's talk about that, because I tend to agree with you. This period that we're in, we have people who are doing amazing things, and folks who have no concept or understanding of what they're doing or their vision get to beat them up all day and night. But what are the consequences if we just, if we don't find a way to sort of re-embrace entrepreneurship and risk-taking the way you and others have?
A good example is this situation. You look at our board fees. Nobody really talks about this. Our board fees are zero, and the majority of our board has invested their own personal capital into this company, and in many cases, a substantial amount of their personal capital. And you look at most boards in America, and you look at eBay's board as a good example. Their board fees are like $4 million a year. I think their average director is getting paid $350,000 a year, 6 times the GDP of America to show up at a few board meetings. There's a problem with that in terms of like the system. It just should not be like that. And if you look at insider buying at the company over the past 5 years, it's like our board fees. It's zero insider buying.
Right.
If you look at insider selling, it's hundreds of millions of dollars. So the system, there's a deep problem with the system that exists, but that's corporate America.
Well, Ryan, I want to say thank you for coming on. I'm wishing you luck. I'm still a shareholder, and I still have faith. So thank you very much, and hopefully you'll come back soon. We can pick up on this conversation.
It's great to see you, Charles.
You too. Thanks a lot.
Bye.
All right, 2886 in overnight trading. I'm going to try to take us through the week in review. Did he sing, guys? I missed it. Did you sing alert?
No.
No? All right. Sorry, guys. I do need elevator music. I need something. I need better production of the YouTube show, Lord. I got to figure this shit out because I couldn't even connect to the original stream I had set up. So that was rough. I've done it twice now, and then for whatever reason, I dropped the fucking ball today. I think I was too excited for all the shit that you were telling me alert when I got here. So just, I don't know, kind of panicked and went live with the other stream. So, I mean, I don't know how much to say about the chart. Like, last week isn't going to matter too much, I don't think, now. When it comes to, I guess, I don't know, we did beat Max Payne by like $2, maybe even more. What did we close the week at? 26.52? All right, I'll do it. We can talk about it. 26.88 was the high of the week. It was awesome. Friday fucking rocked. Anyone who had calls Friday did really well. It started out a little slow. Everyone had a little Max Payne anxiety because we were traveling about $2 above it then, but we bounced nicely. Take us through the week real quick. Monday we closed at 25.41. A lot of sideways trading from the early part of the week. Actually, Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday were pretty bad. I've been tracking April, where we were in 2024 this time. So the end of April, beginning of May, and we can get into Tinfoil and maybe Kitty in a second here, alert, because kind of tracking that whole thing really nicely. But that week then, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday was pretty trash too, all the way back at the end of April 2024. And it kind of happened that way again. 6.2 million in volume on Monday. SPY was flat. I added eBay to my little table that I do now. I guess I got to pay attention to eBay, but they closed at 100 on Monday. I don't know. Down in 1.2%, 1.26% on Tuesday. And then if anyone's watching, you can see down here, this is the overnight trading, 28.88, because I got the main chart up right now. Not the boats overnight. Wednesday down 2.27%, 6.9 million. SPY was flat. We got eaten up pretty bad. Yeah. I don't know. You just like, that's how it goes a lot of the time. Though I think what did we have an interest rate? Did the rate decision, was that Wednesday too? I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think they took their opportunity to kill us in the early part of the day on Wednesday. And yeah, kind of flat after that, while the market, I think, caught up to us a little bit. I don't know. Early part of the week sucked. Made me pretty encouraged though for the rest of it, because I still feel like very bullish. At this point, I'm feeling like things are going to be good and it turned around for us. Up 1.75% on Thursday. And then to start the month of May off, up 6.33%. We traded 15 million yesterday. Well, 20 million, I guess, was overnight. We closed. That's not the original. Let me turn on overnight. Closed at 27.58 Friday. So we are going to have, depending on where we open, a pretty monster gap. I don't know. Like, who knows? I don't want to get too excited. I'm excited. It's big news, but who knows what's going to happen in overnight. So yeah, I don't know. You can't really count on anything for sure when it comes to tomorrow, but regardless, I'm taking profit on the calls right away. So let me get this shit off. I'm going to pull up the gaps so we can see what we got ahead of us.
Oh, the Gapton.
Yeah, it's me. I think you came up with that one, actually. Yeah. So yeah, let's see. I wish I could put overnight on here. I guess I probably could, but I don't really want to mess around right now. But so we're at 28.89 in overnight, so we're right around here. So there's quite a few gaps below us that we closed in over.
Burry tweeted.
Okay, is it good?
Burry.
I can't. Let's see. I'm blocked. So.
Oh, I don't think it's. He just said savage. I don't know
okay.
If it's, I think it has to be in response to Cohen.
I feel like right now.
Yeah, it just says savage in a song by your favorite band.
Bolt Thrower.
Yeah,
I don't even know who that is. Yeah, one day Burry's gonna unblock me.
I think he understands that he's basically Cohen's forcing. I mean, they're not going to anyway. He's forcing the board to sell him eBay, one way or the other.
Yeah, he's gonna do what he's got his plan in place for sure. I don't know. Burry seemed like fucking kind of bitter over the weekend, but I don't know. Burry's hard to read sometimes. Yeah, I don't know. You gotta like read what he puts out through the perspective of one that he doesn't believe in the short thesis. So a lot of the stuff he says, I know I believe in the short thesis. I know, we've seen these cycles fucking every 3 or 4 months for the last 5 years. I don't know how anyone who's been around can't see that and believe that there's some weird shit going on with swaps and shorts. It's swaps. I don't know. That's what I think it is. So, you gotta look at it through that lens when you're talking about Burry. So it kind of changes things when you do look at it like that. But yeah, he didn't seem super pumped about the deal. He seemed more like he wanted, the ones he put up, which is understandable. People like to be right. But I think he also said we'll have to wait and see. And he supports Ryan regardless. So that's what matters. Yeah. I don't know. Where do you think we're going to open tomorrow? You got a guess?
Oh, I think around here.
Right around here, 28.73. Go back to overnight. I mean,
if we hit 30, we sold off a little bit and then bounced, and then they got the news that it's going to be 50% stock. The question is, what's the peg of the stock? So when it's going to be some sort of window, and we think it's going to be in the most favorable window for game. And then it's squeeze it as high to make it as favorable
for GameStop. Yeah, I like this. Yeah. I like this. I like that it ties it, that it fits with the squeeze.
I mean, if the warrants are going to go in the money, time is now. If you're looking at the calendar,
yeah.
You said October. Obviously there's a window in October, but anyway, we have positive news. Cohen's shares are still sitting out there. They can be recalled. We didn't get our record date in April, like we were waiting. So that's still on the table. And then now we're hitting like our most bullish period, and Game is buying fucking eBay. So.
Yeah, so like after 3016, that's pretty much all the gaps over the last year, and we have a ton of them. There's like so many below us. I'll put my little
So like everybody's saying, eBay is at all-time highs. I've seen the chart. Well, one, GameStop pushed it to all-time highs.
Buying it up.
Yeah, two, eBay has been buying a shit ton of their shares back for the past 5 years, basically for the past 10 years. So their market cap, market cap is not at an all-time high. I think maybe I said this before. So it's not entirely crazy on a market cap basis. And number two, there's three historic legacy .com companies that eBay, Yahoo, and Cisco. If you look at eBay versus any sort of tech company, or eBay versus any, it's severely underperformed since 2020. And now, like with all the stuff happening with collector, all the stuff that Ryan probably has already identified, he's already knows it's undervalued, and then he already knows from right sizing GameStop that there's all these efficiencies on SG&A, and then you put the partnership with PSA on top of all that, and they control collecting, and they can expand that to like beyond trading cards, all sorts of, like I collect vinyl records.
That's cool.
And so they can, and I don't know but he has a fact sheet proposal. If you go to the proposal to buy,
I see it, to acquire eBay.
Yeah, he goes, I mean, I
real
encourage
quick,
everybody.
Overnight's at 28.47. I'll click to share to it if I can real quick. And then I'll go back to the chart.
Yeah, I mean, we can't cover everything.
Yeah, I'm not going to read this whole thing, but yeah, here you go.
I would read into this because he shows where they're going to cut costs, how they're going to create basically double EPS, almost double EPS in 1 year, which would be insane. And then that would basically double the value of eBay. So
he talks about I got a lot of shit I got to read up once we get out of here.
Well, yeah, he gives a path. They say we have 1,600 U.S. stores, so it's exactly what eBay needs. They do intake, authentication, intake, fulfillment, and live commerce. So the GameStop stores will basically act as nodes and fulfillment centers for the eBay network.
Double as broadcasting studios. That's cool. Yeah. So yeah, that's where like the whatnot stuff is, like selling products live. That's cool. I like that a lot. Yeah, that's pretty good stuff. Service drop off. So like he's laying out the vision right here. How to integrate our locations with eBay services and PSA services to make it all it's good stuff. All right, let me get back to the chart.
Can I show a chart? Can I analyze a chart? I feel like it can analyze a chart, It's not a science. Can I look at the chart a little bit? Check out that chart though, huh? Can I do charts real quick? Can I do charts? Look at that. Look at that line right there. Can I look at the chart a little bit? I mean, no, we used to do charts. We used to do charts back in the day. I think it can be fun. Let me just get to the chart real quick. Wait, can I draw? Hold on. Let me see if I remember how to do this. Oh, I do right there. All right, look at that. Look at this. It's like jumping up and jumping down. That chart was just bullish.
28.50 in overnight trading. Gmebay had a hell of a day too. Well, overnight. So we closed Friday at 386. We had a good week. But overnight, I think we were at 426. Not at overnight. We're extended. 434 after hours Friday is what Gmebay closed at. So yeah, that's awesome. I don't know. Gmebay, I think there's a chance for those to squeeze as well. I know you like the Gmebay too, right? Right, Alert?
Yeah, I think they're Yeah, I mean, obviously they had some knock-on effects that with hedging and the bonds that were kind of all through, but I view them as a very retail-friendly vehicle. That's why institutions don't want them, because it's a very retail-friendly, so
Yeah, they're kind of fun.
They're fun. I think like they were on sale this past week or so.
Yeah, could have got them for $320 on Friday morning. Jesus Christ! No, that's not the 10th. Sorry, it's a while back. I'm on the hour chart. My bad. Yeah,
but they were lagging behind. They were ahead of game for a while. They had a premium, and then this latest rally, they didn't start participating really till Friday.
About 475. Pay attention. All-time high is 599. We didn't spend much time there, but we bounced around this 475, 460 area twice, pretty hard. Where we closed after hours is pretty significant too. So could get cruising over 475. And GameStop, well, 32. I don't know because like at 32, GameStop starts trading. The warrants become like, we might start seeing people exercise the warrants. I don't know how it's going to affect the price of GameStop. I also don't know how it's going to affect the price of Gmus, because they're going to be pulling them off the market. Should make supply drop, right?
Yeah, they'll like eventually they'll have like their own like mini squeezes.
That's what I'm thinking. Like they're gonna have to be pulling supply off the market. Like when Ryan Cohen exercises, I was saying because like that'd be one way he could actually make some money. But he found a way with his comp package now. He doesn't need to do anything but exercise his GMUs. He's going to be pulling off a ton of them, 3.7 million. That should like reduce supply of those GMUs significantly when that happens. And then Kitty's got 900,000. I don't buy into that he sold anything. So he's got 900,000 of them. I don't know. Once those things start exercising, I like them. They're a lot of fun. I didn't like what happened, after they got issued in October. We just got smoked. I felt like it was probably because of that. A lot of call selling. So that sucked. But since then, they've been pretty cool. So yeah, I like them. I don't know. If GME can get above 30, 35.81 is a high from the Bitcoin.
Yeah, it went to 35 then. Yeah, so we're in our bullish period. There's we had a VIX spike in March, and similar to last April, GME does a really good job of monetizing a VIX spike, and so we had a VIX spike while XRT was on Reg Show. So it's like this delayed reaction. I went through all the data, and so we're actually like hitting the bullish period now. Like, I know it's like I know we all look at our own little part of the game puzzle. So like, and we could all be right or all wrong. So if somebody says it's the FTDs or the swaps or this, or I say it's we're all probably like slightly correct and incorrect at the same time.
Yeah, I hear you.
But there's a lot of people who are talking about different things at the same time that are all bullish for game. So
yeah, a lot of people, a lot of did like. Is it confluence? Is that the word? There's a lot of shit happening all right now. At the best time of year, it could be happening for us. That Golden Cross seemed to work out pretty good so far. Yeah, it's not bad. I've been torn against those things. I didn't like them basically because of August 22, but looking pretty good. Yeah, after 30, 35 could come real fast. There wasn't a lot of volume in this area. Hasn't ever been really. And then after that, I don't know. We got fucking 64.83 is the regular. price from when Kitty came back during market hours. Let me see what chart I'm on. We can get the after hours. It was 80 exactly, right? Like that's what it was. Just having fun looking at highs now. 80 was the high from the Kitty run. Anyways, fuck yeah, we gotta get there though. Gotta get through 32. Free sailing with the bonds when it comes to conversion early there. So that should give us a little wiggle room too. And the company's been saying squeeze 3 times since December. RC squeezed his face for whatever the fuck reason to tell us he loves us. He did the Rossetti squeeze, the GameStop account squeezed Rossetti. And then they did the Power Packs account, did the tomorrow with the squeeze face aliens guy. So that's 3 of them. Even that post that they did right before the eBay news hit was basically talking about how they're a retailer that's dying, and basically it was a hint that something's coming, and then like an hour later that article dropped, if not sooner than that. So yeah, let's see, what else do I got? Let's see, how's chat doing? What's up, everyone? Sleepy management hit snooze. GME is taking over. I like that. That's fun, New Snake. We got like it's Meme Monday, right? Aren't we supposed to or Merger Monday? Meme like it's Merger Monday. Is that what Burry said? I think it's something like that. Get back to this guy. All right. Volume in overnight is massive too. Well, maybe not. Not considering, back then, but it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know what I don't know what I would want tomorrow to open. Like I always say on these type of days, the worst thing I want is a bunch of volume while we backfill the gap. It's the worst. So
you don't want a spike conversion. Well, unless you're holding calls. So a ton of volume at the open and then it dies. You want sustained volume and consolidation, or to push through.
Yeah. Hit it hard quickly and then just keep going. I don't know. Like I said, I'm gonna pull in some earnings if we can open around here. We'll see what happens. IV is gonna be spiked as hell. I don't know. I'm trying not to like get too excited is what's going on here. Because we've all been here. We've all been very excited on a Sunday night or some shit, or like the Burry buys. I was fired up after that first Burry buy. Like,
well, yeah, you can go through them. The Burry buy, the White House tweet.
Yeah.
I mean, I can go back. But yeah, there's been several. This is like on real news. Like,
there you go.
Those couple random after-hour moves when it's just going to get sold off. The White House tweet, the Wall Street Journal NFT article, going way back. I mean, we're going to consolidate. So
those are the worst ones. See, if the only thing that happened was that eBay article from Friday, that would have probably hurt. It would have probably been that kind of day where you get the leak. That's what we were all kind of maybe thinking was. I know Ultimator had a post about it. The Wall Street Journal seems to cover these weird spikes sometimes. It definitely did with the NFT article in 2022 January.
Yeah,
but I don't think this is news now. So I mean, the shares is what's going to matter. What the specifics of the deal is what's going to matter when it comes to whether or not the price holds or fucking rips. But I think Ryan Cohen is motivated for it to rip. So I feel very, very good about it. Yeah. Again, it's May. So yeah, I mean, my notes for the week I got, let's see, we pretty much covered all my weekend review notes. IV is going to be a monster tomorrow, probably right at open.
Well, we've been saying that for, it seems to, I hope so. But it seems to get stuck around,
like 65 is the high lately, right?
Yeah.
Seems like we're at around 65, and then that's our new high, where that was like sub floor forever. Getting down to 60 would have been super low IV now. We got that tells me that we got a lot of room to go when it comes to IV too. What was it? I think it was over 200 in.
Yeah, it got crazy. So February we hit 60. Yeah, we've been struggle. Every time we think, but the options volume on Friday may help.
Yeah, some shit came in at the end of the day too. I think they were like,
yeah.
I think I saw better shit on the chain. Not Friday. Friday it was like a lot of stuff, but nothing really stood out to me. I saw spreads and stuff like that, but it wasn't any. But I've seen some. I want to say it was like June. Everyone's talking about the June 30s, but those things. There's a lot of open interest there, but they're not all bought. There's just a shit. Like a shit ton of activity on them, and that's about it. So I wouldn't, because we're, where's Kitty hiding? That's kind of you want to see the big option volume, or you want to see some round number like 5,000, maybe 10,000. I'm looking for 500, depending on how much money it is. I don't know, signs, right? But I don't think it's there. I think if I'm gonna guess if he's on the chain, I'm gonna guess it's those Flex 32s. For January, is it 2027 or 2028? Do you know the expiration on those?
2028, January 20.
Yes, some random Thursday, I think.
It's like the day before the, because I own the normal one. I've been buying them since those came out.
Oh, nice. All right. I don't know. What do you got? You got you got a bunch of charts. Let me see. Hedge loan balance.
So a bunch of the eBay stuff is we don't even need to talk. So I made eBay charts to look at when they were going to acquire, and I had that kind of window pegged starting early February to like the through the 18th. But that's when they were acquiring. And then I bond stuff, but that's kind of boring compared to eBay news.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to I'm looking through here. First off, I don't know how to get them on my screen from. Yeah, you're going nuts with the cloud stuff. It looks awesome, bro.
So calls have started to come in on GameStop, so that's good. That's what's been driving IV up. So we got call OI going up. I was looking into eBay to see if there was. I was trying to look at their option, all their option activity, and then also their hedging. So their hedge loan balance, and I found some basically footprints of something going down in February and March. Like games counterparties were buying eBay through these vehicles to like avoid detection until they took physical delivery, probably before the meeting date. So when their counterparties buy all this stuff, they hedge, and then that would show up either in the option market or then in the hedge loan. So we saw some spikes of hedge loan balance and market loan balance in eBay around the dates that they said they were. So we did see basically game acquiring eBay.
That's good
on
shit.
The charts. But yeah, there's a lot of hedging that needs to come off for game. There's just a ton of fuel for game to go up.
We've been fucking suppressed for about a year, it seems. I mean, of course there was hedging that, like you said, it needs to come off. Like the bonds all hit, the warrants. It just seemed like there's so much shit going on that everyone just, kind of hedged against GameStop with. And that, they've been holding us down. Even though you feel it, good news, it's still, we're topping out 25.
Yeah, it goes back down.
Yeah.
And that's as game goes up, the deltas of the bonds go up, and then they actually short more. So they actually have a far more dampening effect on the price of game than normal short interest or normal, because typically, unless they have super high conviction, they, a short is a short. They don't like re-short the next day. But the bonds, the ARBs every day, they're recalculating, and if deltas are higher, they need to short. So they're typically shorting as it's going up, and then so like there's a what they call it, the price of game feels heavy, like it goes up, and rallies get sold off, and then but on the flip side, there IV's down, and are down. We don't have this besides when they issued the bonds, or like the other day. I feel like Wednesday, it felt like they were moving from one bond to the next, because it felt like they were shorting, aggressively shorting, and then the bond sales all came in, and that was the bottom. So they were like, it seemed like they were establishing new positions last week. I think they're moving from one bond to the other because somebody's cornering the 2032 bond. In my mind, that's my tinfoil.
Somebody. You got any ideas? Or just
it's either GameStop themselves, Ryan Cohen, or some other large fund.
It's Sultan, bro.
What?
It's Sultan. You know it. I'm playing.
Yeah. It's not like they're it's the restricted bond. So it's not going to be just like a random hedge fund. They have to have like a lot of.
That'd be interesting. They'll have the rights to a lot of shares. Yeah. Well, maybe. I mean, it's up to RCO.
So it's a lot easier for GameStop to do it because they can buy back those.
Oh, that's bonds. Okay. I get you.
Yeah.
You were kind of saying that earlier. That's I get you now. IB, I see you, bro. Go ahead, buy up as much eBay as you can at 125 a share. I don't know. Good to see you though. I know it's eBay because of his fucking profile picture, but he's got a different name down there. The tinfoil. That's what else I wanted to bring up was where we are in terms of a requel. I guess it would be last week.
Yeah.
I was saying Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday were shitty. And that put us right on track with 2024. And so, this is where we were back then. A couple of shitty days. The big one was Monday for us. Last week, the big one was Wednesday. And then, the end of they had 2 big days. We had, nothing like it was then. But Kitty was also very active.
It was also coming off the floor.
Yeah, 10. Yeah, 995.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah, they had a huge day, but it was like it put it back to like 16. And then it consolidated, and then boom. Yeah. So the timeline is what last Thursday he updates his chart. No, last Friday.
The 29th, right? Is that what it was for us? No, the 26th.
It was 26.
Oh, that was then. Sorry.
And it was the 24th. So, but it's the last Friday in April. Is the similarity. Yeah,
exactly. So what you're saying is that's when he updated his stock charts account back in 2024 was the last Friday of April, which was the 26th, and then for us,
and then this,
the 29th.
So it would be this Thursday. It would be like this Thursday. He would like a tweet, or
that's Run Lola Run, right? So that was Thursday night. I think it happened. Maybe I don't know. I think that's when we started hearing about it.
Yeah.
So
and then Sunday he would that's the time. That's the timeline of 20. So people are watching that. We're all watching that.
I'm definitely watching it. So
well, of course.
So if that happens, that means this coming Thursday, and we'll find out. Who knows? Maybe it was early. No, I don't know when anyone knows when he liked it. That's not going to be an option this time around because Elon has removed that, so you can't see who likes what. That was a good troll Greg did. I think it was on April Fool's. There was basically saying likes are going to be showed up again, and everyone freaking out. It was pretty funny. So that's gone. That's not an option. But I mean, him updating his stock charts to go pro on the last Friday of April, is very similar. So I guess we would need to some kind of kitty activity. I don't know what it would be. He's done the Reddit banana aficionado stuff. It'd be kind of fun if like Avocado Mayanus did something like a post, or that'd be kind of cool. But yeah, just some activity from Kitty on Thursday, and then Sunday, a week from today, Mother's Day. I think it was Mother's Day then too. Maybe not. No, I don't remember now. Anyways, so a Mother's Day a week from today would be when the guy leaning forward in his chair. And then, I mean, I don't even know if he does that on top of everything else that's going on, and he pulls out some monster position, and I have no idea. He could just squeeze the shit out of it, and then, that offer that RC just put forward in that letter, all that shit becomes extremely more valuable. So, very exciting times. I like that shit. It's just the second. What is it? May 3rd. That's it. All right. I think we might get out of here, Alert.
Yeah.
Do you have anything before we go?
Yeah. So my only bit of tinfoil about, we went over that he was pro. So that's my tinfoil, is that he went pro, signaling that he got the professional, he got the certification that he could trade those bonds, and that he's buying the bonds.
Wait, okay. Wait, say it. I'm sorry. Say it again. Say it one more time for me, please. Sorry, I was like halfway doing things.
So he designated himself a pro on the chart. And so my tinfoil is that it's him signaling that he has got the certification that he, as a family office, could buy.
Oh shit.
The bonds, and he's the one squeezing.
That would be fun.
Because there is a constant bid on the bonds now, and I've watched it, and it wasn't present before. And they're, in my view, they're pushing the price of the bond up, and it's helping. It's helping the stock.
That's exciting.
But it would be crazy for him to have all the stuff he needs to do to buy the bonds.
I mean, I don't.
So that's why it's far out tinfoil.
Yeah, super. Don't play tinfoil. Anyone listening, don't play tinfoil. It's Sunday night, anyways. Shout out Watchtower. You just hit 60 in the Discord. Good shit, bro. Lodo got to the 40s. What's up? Someone got to Bap's back, but he's been in the 30s. I forgot to put him there, but yeah, I haven't done a shout out to the level ups in a little bit. Sensei's 31. Anyways, all right, that's it. Let's see what overnight is before I get out of here.
It's doing well. We're almost back up to
Sorry, guys. Sorry, everyone. I turned it off while I was bullshitting. Let's see. Oh yeah, it is doing well. Volume's starting to come back in a little bit too. 28.96. Tap 30 exactly. It's just crazy how that shit seems to happen, huh? Like,
yeah,
I don't get it. Reb Bleep, you just watched Devil Wears Prada 2? I didn't even know it came out. That's cool. I guess. I don't know. But I don't know if I saw the first one. But anyways, thanks everyone for coming out to the chat. I appreciate y'all. Good to see, everyone. Well, good to see you out here, bro. Dirk, Arcane, Lodo, New Snake, Diaper King. I don't know. Quite a few people. iTeacher. Good to see y'all. Thanks for coming out. GameStop's going to fucking rip. I hope we all wake up tomorrow with a whole lot more money and our fucking just green candles everywhere. So, all right. That's all I got. Thanks, everyone. Let's fucking go GameStop.
Peace out.
And the Zen Master says, we'll see.
eBay for $56 billion. The stocks are both up big in the last month. In the pre-market, CEO Ryan Cohen saying that combined company will be a real competitor to Amazon. And joining us right now live and exclusively is the man himself, Ryan Cohen. Good morning, and thank you for joining us.
Morning.
It's great to see you. So there's so many questions about how this would all work. But before we get to any of that, just give us the backstory here and the rationale behind wanting to go ahead and try to do this.
eBay has the second largest commerce franchise, and there's a big opportunity to do something much larger and pull costs out of the system, as well as accelerate revenue growth and leveraging our physical infrastructure, our focus on collectibles. Could be a much larger business, but bringing in an entrepreneurial mindset is what I plan on doing into eBay and building something much larger.
Okay, so you've built up a stake in this company already. You've had conversations with the company. You've tried. What's happened here?
No. We're just starting.
You're just starting. And one of the questions I had was, why not try to initiate conversations outside of the public sphere before putting this into I don't know if we're putting it in the context of hostile necessarily, but unsolicited, if you will?
For obvious reasons. eBay is a public company. There's all kinds of perverse financial incentives from the board to the management team. So there's only one way to approach something like this.
Invariably, the audience, and I know a lot of people are going to ask, how does the math for you? Given the price tag, $56 billion, given the market cap of GameStop, which is a fraction of that. I know you have this $20 billion financing letter from TD, but sort of walk us through how you could get to that price and how it would work.
It's on our website. It's half cash, half stock, but the details are on our website.
Can you help? I've read them, but can you help our audience understand them?
Yeah. Which part exactly?
Well, I think we can start with the idea that the market cap of GameStop is, call it, $11 billion. You have $9 billion on your balance sheet. Arguably, if you're providing effectively all of your stock, and then the cash that gets you to 20, you have this letter from TD. That's another 20. We're now at 40, but we're still off by, call it, 16. And the 20, as far as I understand, while it's considered a highly confident letter, meaning TD saying they're highly confident that they would provide the financing, it's not locked financing.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
I hear you. I understand that. I'm just trying to understand where the rest of the money would come from.
It's half cash, half stock.
I hear you. I'm just saying that math doesn't get you to the price that you're offering.
So,
Ryan, that's a pretty straightforward question. I don't get it. Like, where's the rest of the money coming from? Andrew laid it out pretty clearly.
I don't understand your question. We're offering half cash, half stock, and we have the ability to issue stock in order to get the deal done. But the full details of the offer are on our website.
But you're on our air. We thought we'd get...
So, but I don't understand your question.
So, Ryan, sorry, it's Melissa Liebeck at the NASDAQ. Basically, you know, you've got $20 billion presumably from TD. You've got $9 billion of cash on your balance sheet. So that's 29. Half cash, half stock. You might issue more shares. That's what you're talking about. So it could be dilutive to current GameStop shareholders. I want to move on, though, in terms of your vision for this combined company, because saying that a combined company could rival the likes of Amazon sets the bar pretty high. How do you foresee that happening, given some key differences between your model and Amazon's model? Notably, Amazon has a huge logistics hub, able to, you know, offer all this other sort of delivery service, and GameStop and eBay would be confined to the platform.
There's an opportunity to build a much larger business, to make the business much more efficient and to accelerate revenue growth. And eBay's a very strong business. You look at GameStop as an example. GameStop, very difficult business, should have been bankrupt multiple times over, and it's doing okay. It's making a few bucks. eBay is in a very, very strong position, but it could be in a much stronger position, and it could be a much larger business than what it currently is.
Ryan, you mentioned that, GameStop's in a tough business. I mean, revenues are down like 40% in the last 4 years or something like that. eBay's been a public company for a couple of decades. Where's the evidence that you kind of know how to grow a mature consumer business?
I don't know. I mean, didn't you guys call for GameStop's demise multiple times? Like it should have been bankrupt by now. So it's not dead, therefore you know how to grow it? Is that what you're saying? Well, look at our financial performance. Is it better than you guys anticipated? Because you guys said it was going to be doing really, really poorly, and it's actually doing okay.
Ryan, let me come at this a slightly different way. Assuming that you were able to get this half cash, half stock arrangement effectively by diluting your shares, I imagine that's how you'd have to do it, but I still don't understand fully how that would work. And you were able to capture more cash, I guess, from others. In terms of paying it down, can you walk us through the math of that? Because if you look at both of these companies in terms of just how much cash they produce, it would be a tight bill.
Did you look at the materials that we posted online?
I have looked at the materials that you've posted online, but we also have an audience that I'm hoping is going to want to understand this and hear from you, so that you can walk through this, because people do look at these numbers and they say that they're trying to wrap their head around it. I don't think that everybody automatically says, "Oh my goodness, this absolutely makes 100% sense," and he can write the check tomorrow. And if he wanted to close the deal tomorrow, in fact, I am sure that if you were the CEO of eBay and the board of eBay today, you would say, I don't know whether they have the money to be able to do this. And they're watching us now, and other investors of eBay are watching us now. And they're not going to call eBay's board and say, you need to talk to these people, unless they understand how this all is supposed to work.
Well, we have a 5% stake in eBay. It makes us one of the largest shareholders. So they have a fiduciary duty to their shareholders to evaluate this proposal. And in terms of the actual earnings power of the business, this is a business that is under earning and can make a lot more money. And GameStop is a good blueprint for that. Obviously, you guys thought the business wouldn't be where it currently is, and eBay could be making a lot more money. So there's going to be some leverage on the balance sheet in order to make an acquisition possible. But it's also going to be making a lot more money in the future than it is today, because it's going to be run a lot more efficiently. And when a business is not growing users and spending $2.5 billion in sales and marketing, there's a lot of fat to cut. And the earnings power, as we laid out in our investor presentation, could be way higher, double the earnings in a pretty short period of time. And so it's a business that can take on more leverage because it's going to be making more money in the future.
My understanding is that in terms of running a proxy contest now, that would be uniquely complicated. Is this something that you would try to do in the future?
You cut out. What?
I apologize.
What did you say?
I was saying, could you imagine running a proxy contest against this board in the future? It looks like from a timeline perspective, that would probably be very hard to do now. But in terms of trying to do that on a long-term basis, maybe next year, if, for example, they don't come to the table.
Well, there's ways to do something before next year, but we're going to do whatever we need to do in order to protect our investment and pursue this. I said before, it's a long putt, but there's a lot of upside potential in something like this. You have a very strong business, and if it's in the hands of a capable operator, it can be a much larger business.
Since you put this news out yesterday afternoon, have you heard from anybody at eBay or people behind the scenes, advisors and the like?
I am sure they've hired the most expensive advisory firms and lawyers to help them navigate this. So, no, not yet. I'm sure we'll get a bunch of scripted responses and they'll load up because, of course, I mean, you're dealing with a company that is very entrenched. It's a very good company. It's maybe one of the greatest companies, but they're going to do whatever they can to, it's survival. So they'll do whatever they can to protect themselves. So no, we haven't heard anything yet.
Ryan, you alluded to it before, but there are a lot of people who sort of were betting against you, let's say, in GameStop. And I know you don't appreciate that. There are some skeptics, though, surrounding this deal who will say that, that Ryan Cohen, he wants to make sure that he hits a minimum threshold to receive his first tranche of compensation, the minimum threshold being $20 billion market cap for GameStop or $2 billion in cumulative EBITDA. Is that the case, that this is a bid to make sure that you're going to get paid in that first tranche to boost the GameStop's market cap?
I mean, I obviously want to build something much larger, but I don't benefit unless shareholders benefit. So my compensation package is aligned with shareholders, and I want to build a much larger business.
So just larger means successful. Larger means aligned with shareholder interests.
Larger means maximizing shareholder value and increasing earnings.
Yeah, Ryan, just to touch on that point, I don't know all the details of your compensation package. Maybe you can clear it up for us. If you get to a larger market cap by taking two smaller market cap companies and merging them together, or swallowing a much bigger market cap company, does that count? Because those shareholders wouldn't necessarily see the same gains that they would if you just grew market cap by, growing operating earnings. I don't know what the details of your compensation are, though, directly. Does it matter if you swallow a bigger company and that's how you get the market cap, or do the shareholders actually have to see the same gains?
I don't benefit, and I'm aligned. I'm aligned with shareholders. So, and unless our market cap increases substantially and earnings increases substantially, I don't get any salary, any cash, no golden parachutes, nothing. So it's pretty aligned with shareholders.
But the individual shareholders don't see that huge benefit if you're combining a lot more shareholders in with that and then diluting shareholders by issuing more debt on top of it. You see what I'm saying? I get it. If you grow your market cap by 10 times, sure, I think you should absolutely get gains, but not if you do it by swallowing a bigger company and just kind of absorbing all of that into it too, because individual shareholders didn't see necessarily a huge gain from that.
Well, if I don't hit the thresholds, then I don't get anything.
Hey, Ryan, two final questions for you. One is just the 5% stake you have in the company is in the combination of stock itself, my understanding is, but also derivatives. Can you explain how that works?
It's currently mostly derivatives, and there's a little bit of stock that puts us under the regulatory thresholds, but it's currently the majority of the position is derivatives.
And was that when you first began that process in February? Were you thinking that you wanted to get a stakeholder in the company to ultimately buy it, or were you thinking that this initially potentially just could be a good investment on the back of it? Obviously, by the way, on the back of even announcing this news, the stock is up now at 9%.
It's a very good business. It's a very strong business, and it all depends on the future earnings power of the business. If I was running the business, I'd be making a lot more money.
Okay, and then here's my final question. Given the rationale for the transaction that you've laid out, which, by the way, I've heard relatively good things about just the idea that, it's interesting to combine the idea of eBay and a GameStop, just as a concept. How would you feel if eBay called you up and said, we'd like to pursue a transaction with you and we would like to buy GameStop at a, call it 20% premium to your stock price? In that case, it would be, a different type of deal.
I have the same obligation to my shareholders as eBay has to theirs. And so, if something like that were to happen, then I have the same obligation to maximize value for my shareholders as eBay has.
Ryan Cohen, we want to thank you for joining us, especially as this news is just dropping over the past 24 hours, and we do hope to continue this conversation as this continues to play out. Thanks, Ryan.
Bloody wanker.